from Edo State. Civil public servants returns to 5 working days, and from Adamawa State, Plateau, Nasarawa government frees 24 inmates. And on economic, BUA reduces cement price to 3,500 per bag. And still on economics, my husband, not musician. That's coming from Remy Tinubu. As an education, why to start computer-based days for WASCE. These are the stories we'll be discussing today when we return from this short break. But again, I won't be doing this alone. I have with me Anita Obari. Thank you, Anita, for joining me.
Thank you, too.
Sure. Don't go nowhere. When we return from this short break, we will dive straight into our stories for today. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, starting from Edo State. Edo State Governor Godswill Obaseki has directed the civil and public servants in the state to return to 5 working days as against 3 days earlier announced. Obaseki had in June, after the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government, reduced working days from 5 to 3 days. The governor discloses in a circular date September 29th and signed by the Permanent Secretary, General Service, for the head of service, Ms. Priscilla Azigbani. He said the governor decided to reverse to 5 working days as week after putting in place measures to aggregate the transport plight of Edo residents occasioned by the hike in the price of petroleum products. Governor Obaseki had on September 11 commenced a free bus ride for workers, but a resident who simply introduced himself as John said, though the gesture was commendable, the buses were too few to take care of the transportation needs of the people. First of all, I will say congratulations to Edo State people, even though, this transportation system is not a new thing. So we would want to say congratulations to them, and of course we really commend the governor for what he has done. But the people are saying that the transportation, the vehicles put on the road is not enough for them. I mean, it ends on the 29th of September, and already the people are crying, the people are complaining that this is not enough. What do you think about the governor's gesture?
You know, I think in this part of the world, we are always hasty to come up with policy. We are always hasty to bring up strategies and modalities to tackle problems without even looking at the feasibility, without looking at the long-term effects of that move. Now, I want to believe that, yes, we had the fuel subsidy removal that affected virtually every aspect of the economy. And Governor Baseki felt, well, let me just do this. He didn't work in days for 3 months, and you bring them back. The fuel subsidy is still not restored. The price of commodities are skyrocketing by the day. And then the effect of it is not just in transportation. So what exactly have the people gained?
But why I say this is not a new thing, because we have in some other states, including River State too, where vehicles were put on the road to be able to at least reduce the stress for the people due to fuel subsidy. It's something that it would have done, reducing work to 3 days for the period of time that they have waited. Maybe they had in mind that the governor will come back to do one major stuff that people will be like, oh, wow, indeed, the governor really went back to the drawing board and thought about what to do. Bringing vehicles on the road is something he would have done since. So why didn't he
That's
just...
what I'm saying, that he probably didn't sit down to think, will this strategy work? Will it be effective? If I reduce the working days, will it meet the demands of the people, given the removal of fuel subsidy and the economic instability at the time? But he didn't think about that. So he got stuck at some point, you know, when you didn't plan it through. It was on the spur of the moment decision. So he got stuck right now. He's trying to make amends. But again, the truth is, I don't think it is actually possible to meet the transportation needs of 100% of the population of Edo State. I mean, I don't think any state government has been able to achieve that. Even that in River State, you made mention of what's the percentage of those who use it as compared to the percentage of those who are affected by the fuel subsidy removal. So there's still that lacuna that needs to be filled. I think the government really needs to, first of all, apologize to the people, because that strategy wasn't good enough. That policy didn't come out well. And now the people are probably, well, if you're taking us back to 5 days of work, let's see what you're bringing. And then you're bringing means of transportation that is still not enough. Let the people understand. I believe in being real.
But I'm thinking if see, bringing out the bus is actually not the issue. Maybe you give one to each company with name boldly written on it, so that when you are going to pick these people, you see them by the roadside, they will just know, okay, this is meant for us. But if you just bring out vehicle, okay, we are going back to 5 working days and the vehicle is on the road, whether I'm a government worker or not, I would definitely enter. Who doesn't like free things?
Of course.
So that is why it's not affecting everybody. Do you think this will still, this will cause a problem in the States?
Well, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. Yes, it's not going to meet the demands of the people, but the idea is to cushion the effect. It's the percentage of cushioning that effect that nobody has told us.
It's a cushion effect.
It's still cushioning the effect. Whether it's 5% effort or 10% effort, we are cushioning the effect. So the government is still trying to cushion the effect. It's the percentage of the cushioning that we really need to focus on. So we know the percentage of help you're sending to the people. I mean, someone can't be carrying a burden worth a million naira and then you're giving 100 naira. It's not going to be anything.
This is exactly what is going on here.
So let's look at the percentage. What is the percentage of the help you're sending out to the people? How is it going to meet the demand? Are you doing it because this is what others are doing?
No, I don't think.
Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because these people are going to benefit from this? Is there a modality, like you have said, to ensure that these civil servants benefit from it? Because there are 1,001 people on the roads who are looking for, say, the least 100 naira to go to a very short distance. And then if they see this opportunity, you're not going to tell me a bona fide citizen of Edo State not to apply this means of transportation because it's meant for civil servants. I mean, it's government owned. We all know that, like they'll say, it's my share of the state cake, you know. So it's the percentage that matters. It's a good one if he's going to make it more available for the people.
If he's going to make it more, it's already available, which is more available. If he's going to increase the vehicle or something. Well, I think for me, I don't know. Since I was born, I have never heard where people gather and are like, oh, this governor did a whole lot, this president did a whole lot. You always see 5% criticizing the president or governor, the leader, and then the other 5% will be like, oh, this person have done enough for us to praise him. So I don't think there's anything he will actually do that the people will come out like in masses and say, yes, the governor has done something. And if we have to provide job for everyone, we are talking about the people already in the system, and then they're looking for a way, a means of transportation to be able to get to their office for their, because salary is not increasing. If you ask
well,
me.
let's hope that the promise of the president is going to come through, and then maybe there'll be a 25,000 naira increment for those at the lower cadre.
I think it's actually 35.
25.
Well, anyhow, let's just see how. But for now, the people of Edo State just manage. I mean, half bread is busy, half cake. Half bread is actually better than none. So just do away with that for now. When the governor see how excited, I mean, if you can't praise the governor, you can't believe what he will do next. Maybe.
But you know that for people to come out, I mean, we've heard over times when people come out to say, oh, this governor, this president is doing amazing well in this area. Now, I think people are actually looking for transparency. People want to see that you're making the effort to actually do this thing rightly. And in the little, they are going to appreciate you. But when they see that you're not being transparent enough, that's where the challenge comes in. So it's a good one that he has come up with these means of transportation to cushion the effect of the fuel subsidy
about
removal.
making effort.
Well, he should ensure that he's been transparent enough for the people to understand what he's doing. Communicate with them.
But talking about making effort, I mean, this is one of the few states that actually looked into this fuel subsidy and was like, no, let me reduce the working days for the civil servants so that they will be able, they will not spend more than what they earn. So that was enough to say, yes, the governor is really feeling our pain. You understand? And then coming up with this, well, it's something that the other states are already doing. But maybe if you have 24 vehicles, just increase it to 48, maybe it will go a long way. But we still commend Edo State Governor Basiki for this particular one. It's a good one. And then this one is coming from Adamawa State, Adamawa Plateau, and Nasarawa State. Adamawa Plateau and Nasarawa State government has pardoned 24 prison inmates in a commemoration of the 63rd independence anniversary. Governor Amadou Marufintiri of Adamawa State pardoned 3 inmates, namely Zaro Boniface, Luka Grasstone, and Alaji Jaro Bani, who were serving prison sentence in the human correctional facilities. He also approved the communication of a death sentence for the prisoner Jabirus Usman for the old custodial center in Yola. The governor took the decision following the recommendation of the advisory committee on the progressive of the mercy in line with the powerful conference on him under Sanction 112 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999. The governor's chief press secretary, Hamushi Wonosiko, said its necessary legal formalities has been completed with the correctional institutions. Similarly, Plateau State Governor Caleb Yusuf has pardoned a prisoner in a state serving a life jail term while the judgments of others were reviewed. The governor, who stated this yesterday in a statewide broadcast to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary, said he applied his progressive of mercy as governor to review the prisoner sentence following the recommendations of the council on progressive of mercy. Don Lead Musa, who was sentenced to life imprisonment for culpable homicide and having served 17 years in granted absolute pardon, Kali Zingzing, who was sentenced to death by hanging for criminal conspiracy and armed robbery, will serve 21 years in prison. Onzin Nahab, who was sentenced to life imprisonment for criminal conspiracy and culpable homicide, will serve 21 years in prison. Doda Joshua, who was sentenced to death by hanging for culpable homicide, will serve life in prison. He said, Hong Jong said, though the statesman has suffered some setback in a recent time, his administration is determined to turn the tide and march to greatness. In a similar vein, the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule announced the pardon of 20 prison inmates in line with the constitutional provision as well as the pretorate of mercy. Governor Sulu said the announcement in the broadcast to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary and 27th anniversary of the creation of the state. The governor also announced the increment of state cash transfer scheme from 5,000 to 7,500 monthly per 4 families. he reinstated the commitment of the administration to channel enormous resources towards enhancing the educational sector. You know, before we say anyone, we always say congratulations to those people. Of course, we are not a preacher of war, we are a preacher of peace. So we really commend the governor for this which they have done. I mean, this is what we have been talking about. If you were to be in that shoe, there's every tendency that, I mean, you wouldn't want to lose your loved one, irrespective of the crime the person has committed. But freeing these people, having they spent these years in prison, I mean, do you really think that their sense is correct enough for you to release them? We are talking about, I mean, these people did not just, it's not about stealing stuff. They actually take another's life and you're releasing them from prison. What is the tendency? Because as you're releasing them now, have they provided anything for them to do? Is there job opportunity for them out there? Is there skill that they will come out to do? I mean, releasing somebody that has been in an enclosed door for years and you're bringing a person outside just for the person to do what? Because a lot of persons are going to reject this one. If you go to a company, I mean, you have been in prison for years, and you're coming to my organization for employment, I would think twice because, you know, there's one word they say that once a thief is always a thief. So if you have provided something that will engage them, that will keep them busy, it's a different thing. Just releasing them because by the time they come out here, becoming frustrated, nothing to do, that same spirit that motivated them, that spoke to them that time to go and do this, might still come again. I'm not saying what the governors have done is wrong. It's a good one for, I mean, of course, tendering mercy for judgment is a good thing. But what happened after now? What happened after just freeing them? For me, I don't know whether it's good enough. And if you are watching right now, you will just have to drop it on the comment section. If what the governors of these states, Plateau State, Nasarawa, and Adamawa have done, if they have taken a nice step by freeing these people, but what happened next? That is the question.
You know, I've heard stories of, in fact, the commandant of the Nigerian Correctional Centers some time ago was, I want society to begin to reintegrate ex-convicts back into society. And the question I asked then was, has there really been a transformation? I mean, this is called a correctional center. Have these people been corrected enough to be reintegrated into society? We had an incident not too long ago of an ex-convict who murdered a couple of people in Ahoda, and he was rearrested. Now, what are we saying? How, first of all, is our correctional centers? How are they treating, how are they coping with those within those facilities? Because whatever rehabilitation they do in there determines how best they're going to be reintegrated into society. If you were arrested for culpable homicide and you were tried and, of course, indicted and sentenced for life, and you're bringing such a person back to society, I want to see that this person has some changes, visible changes, that we are going to see and say, oh, wow, this is a changed person. He's a corrected person, so he can be integrated into society. But the fear has always been, like I said, when they come back and they do not live like those who have been corrected. So it means there is either something wrong, either the correctional facility didn't meet up to its name, or that these people have been adamant to change. But then again, I've been to a correctional center and then I've seen people who are in there for, I don't know, who are in there for very petty offenses, okay, and maybe they do not have anyone to speak for them. And one would expect that on the basis of prerogative for mercy, this kind of people will get mercy, maybe even first, because maybe they are first offenders, maybe the level of offense they have committed is not so grave, and it's something you can actually just say, well, we'll just look over it for the sake of mercy. But these are capital offenses, and getting prerogative of mercy is not a bad thing, but I would expect that while we give them, those with capital punishment and prerogative of mercy, those with petty offenses that are in there who have no one to speak for them, maybe they should also be looked at.
When you're talking about for us to see a capital transformation, unfortunately, it is not written on the forehead. Like, it is not written on the face that when you see this person, you'll be like, oh, this person has really changed. It is when you engage one in doing something that it would definitely speak. If you're just sitting at home or you're just roaming on the street, not doing anything, you would not know if I've changed or not. If I don't put you into test, maybe in a process of working with me, it would definitely not show. My concern is not really them being free. I'm not worried about that. I am worried about them being engaged. I'm worried about them doing something. And of course, like you rightly said, I think if we know that a lot of persons are in a prison for what they didn't even what they do not even know about. Like they are innocent of all of this. If the governor go extra mile to also pardon this once, it will be a beautiful thing. But I'm still concerned. What happened after this? You stated something that, of course, you've seen one that was granted, mercy, of course. And then at the end of the day, the person went ahead to kill again. I have seen such too. That is why when I read the story, I was like, I remember so person's case, but the government did not do anything. Have you created something? I mean, this is, if you say that your government is is for greatness, and you're bringing these people out, it's a beautiful one. But let it be that you have created something. You don't take a step before you start planning what to do. It's just like we've seen Governor Obaseki. He actually, he actually came up with an idea of, giving these people, reducing working days to 3 days. But it seems he didn't really sit down to look what next after this one. Like you said, he didn't actually think how long it would take for him to be able to do something. And then at the end of the day, he still came up with something that maybe that is not what they were expecting. Even him, who knows whether it's what they expected, but he just have to take it back because, of course, it actually brought down the economy of the not just their state, but the country as well. So it's not enough to free these people. It is getting something for them to do. The Holy Book said an idle man is an evil. So if you are not doing anything, someone said when you do something for 21 days, as in consistently for 21 days, to become a part of you. If you engage these people in doing something, even if the least cobbler is okay, even if it's cutting grasses in government house is okay, like every day that are doing a particular thing, or in fact doing something, even if it's not a particular thing, just engage them. This will automatically turn their mind from that evil act. Because if you ask some of them, they'll be like, it was poverty, oh, I was hungry, oh, I was hungry. And when you are doing something, when you are engaged in doing something, you don't have room to get angry unnecessarily. Because all your attention is, how do I get this thing done? But when you don't give room for that, you will realize that when you feel that you have so much activity, and then, I'm not talking about activities, I'm talking about engaging yourself in something. You will realize that all this, doing all this unnecessary thing that are uncalled for, it will not happen. So the governor, they should think again. If you're watching this, you can put it on social media, so it will definitely get to this state. Let them create something for these people to do. We want a better Nigeria. We want, of course, we are talking about greatness too. But there won't be greatness if you bring these people out at the end of the day, they become frustrated. One thing that kills a lot is rejection. If they go out to look for a job, and then they keep rejecting them. We have someone that committed crime, a student, because he said they didn't release his results and others. And then anyway, he goes to find a job, he goes to, apply. They will tell him to wait for results. The rejection was too much, he couldn't bear it, he had to commit suicide. Rejection kills. And you know that these people, when they come out, one, they are not looking good. And secondly, they're not even looking presentable. They don't even speak the way a normal human will speak. So rejecting them alone is enough frustration for them to do more.
I earlier talked about what they do in the correctional facilities. That determines what they are going to come out to do. Now, you expect Governor Sule of Nasarawa State to probably give someone that is given the prerogative of mercy some money when you know very well this person cannot do anything. Now, the idea in that correctional facility, like the GOC sometimes said, is that they are going to be trained in some skills. They're going to have counselors come check them. In fact, most of them undertake undergraduate and even postgraduate programs like in the National Open Universities and some other universities that have study centers with them. So what are they doing in there within the time that they have been in the correctional facility? That determines whatever they are going to come out to do.
I have been there. I've seen some learning sewing and all of those skills. But these ones, they were sentenced to death. And the moment you are among this category, you are locked in a confined area. I mean, that place is not, you don't want to go there. You don't want to see these people that have been condemned. You don't want to see them. So it means that for the period of time that they have been, you don't know. Some of them stayed there 2-3 years and they have not done anything about it. Of course, you know in Nigeria, I mean, not just in Nigeria. Have you not heard where they said this person has been sentenced to death, but we didn't hear anything again. At the end of the day, you will not hear that so person case is coming up, like how? And we don't know. I mean, that's not what we're talking about now. So these people that have been confined in a particular place, I mean, the thought of you have been condemned to death alone, it has a way of turning your psyche. So that is what I'm talking about. I think, I'm not expecting the governor to give them money. They will end up, I mean, what will you do with it?
That's why, like I said, I still feel that before reintegrating these people as convicts into society, there should be a rehabilitation. Now, let them understand that, well, you were not here because you're actually a bad person, or you were here because you did something that was wrong. And so we are making you go through this as a change process, as, like the word, correctional process. So you get corrected. And then get them counselors like they said they usually do. So at the end of the day, if you see a renewed mind, you don't need someone to tell you this person is renewed because of what has been fed into this person. So they are coming out. Society will definitely open up to embrace them.
All right, let's hope that the society will open up.
That is if they are renewed.
Let's hope that the society, but again, we still commend the governors for this single out. It is a good one, and we also plead that they should also consider those people that have minor cases, in the, maybe the innocent ones that do not even know exactly what happened, but they found themselves in that correctional center. The governor should also do something. But this is a good one. Kudos to Nasarawa, Adamawa, and Plateau governors. This is where we'll go on a short break, but don't go nowhere. We will return after now. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society watching Atlantic Television Network, and now to the rest of our stories. Boa Group has announced a reduction of ex-factory cement price to 3,500 per bag. The current ex-factory price is 4,650 naira, while it is being sold at 5,000 in the market. In a statement on Sunday, the company announced that the new price will take effect from Monday, October 2nd, 2023. The statement titled Reduce in Price of Boa Cement reads, we refer to our previous pronouncement regarding our intent to reduce cement price upon the completion of our new line at the end of the year in order to spur development in the building materials and infrastructure sectors. As per the commitments made to reduce the price and following the periodic review of our operation to efficiency, the management of Boa Cement Place wished to announce and inform our esteemed customer stakeholders and the public that effective October 22nd, 2023, we have decided to bring the price reduction forward. As a result, Boa Cement would now be sold at an ex-factory price of 3,500 naira per bag so that the Nigerians can begin to enjoy the benefits of the price reduction before the completion of our plants. Upon completion of our ongoing construction of our new plant, which would increase our production volume to 17 million metric tons per annum, Boa Cement Place intends to review this price further in line with our early pronouncement by the first quarter of 2024. Note, all pending delivery ordered, which has been paid for at the old price, will be reviewed sure that the end users benefit from the reduction in ex-factory prices, as we will monitor field sale to ensure compliance. With a cash to 3,500, the market price is expected to be between 3,850 and 4,000 according to the Abuja-based cement dealers. The dealers say the reduction is sufficient enough to be felt by the consumers as long as the manufacturers keep it to promise and the dealers respect the new pricing regime. Last month, when they visited President Bola Tinubu at Asoro, chairman of Boa Cement, Abdullah Sam Rabiu, told State House correspondent that this company was said to reduce the price of cement. Rabiu added that to support the effect of the government to crash the price of products, the company will add 2 new plants at the end of the year or early next year. This is good news to Nigerians. I'm saying it's a good news because, last week we had, though it was a rumor that based on what governor of a particular state wants to do using cement for road instead of concrete, that a bag of cement might likely increase to 9,000, and people started murmuring. And then coming up with this good news that the price of cement has reduced to 3,500. I mean, tell your wife, tell your husband, go look for land. I mean, start the building already because there is no time to check time, no time to play. And I'm going to start mine soon. This is enough to smile. It's a good one.
Yeah. At a time where everything seems to be skyrocketing, it's a very good one. And I think it will really encourage a lot of people to actually involve in building projects. It's really, really going to help them. But one thing I really, really get worried about is how come the price of cement is that high in Nigeria? In fact, I even got some tips that a particular company that supplies both here in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria sells for lesser in another African country, but in Nigeria the price is high.
There's so much oil in Nigeria.
No, it's too much. I think it's unfair. I don't know, but I think the government has a whole lot to do. Has a whole lot to do in the sense that if there can be some form of regulation. Now, that is also going to affect the taxations and some other raw materials that they probably need to have access to, how much they're going to have access to that, and other things that the government needs to put in place for all of this to work. Because I believe that the government holds a key to whatever is going on. So if we are having this at a very high price and nobody's saying anything about it, it means that something is going on somewhere. But this is going to be a good one because, first of all, you're going to create a massive competition that you probably want to kick your competitors out of the market if they do not do the same, and then you force them to do the same, or maybe even lower. So we should just be expecting something even lesser than this, all things being equal.
We hope it will happen. I mean, that was what I had in mind. Like, a lot of things going on right now, subsidy removal and all of those, and the price of cement just suddenly reduced. I don't know. Have you ever gone to market to buy meat? And then when they have given you the quantity you want, they will just keep small so that when you be saying, you did not put jar for me, they will just give you that one. Maybe that's what they are doing, like reducing. But again, we hope that this will last. Not tomorrow now. You will come up to tell us that it's 5,000. But again, I'm reaching out to all the landlords and all the landladies. I'm reaching out to them right now. Start building. By next week, we'll keep getting good news,
just hope
and
so.
things will just be coming
so,
down,
because
and Nigeria
in a very
will
competitive
celebrate.
market, you want to undo your competitor. I mean, you want to do something that will make your competitor want to also gain a fair share of the market. And so if you're reducing, then just expect something lesser from the competitors. It's natural. Yeah, except assure Nigerians that, well, yes, this product is of quality. If you reduce it, I mean, there was a time that some bleach companies were at the House of Assembly. Why were they there? Because they said they had reduced the quality of their products. They weren't as active as they used to be when they first launched into the market. So it's the same thing. If they reduce their quality, they're also going to destroy their markets. Yeah.
All right, so let's hope that, more good news will be coming by next week. According to what I'm saying, by next year, that the price might really go down
really,
and down
want
and down.
To see the price
and then I'm
down.
just going to build duplets, you know. I mean, I'm going to maximize that land that I have. It is a good one. Congratulations to, I mean, should I say to us or to?
Of course, to Nigerians. It's a good one. And to intending landlords and landladies like us.
I mean, that means the government is actually working. So when you are saying government, do something, I mean, come out and tell the government, well done for making this one happen. Because, I mean, it was a lot of issues out there. People complaining that the price, and because the cement was so high, other building materials skyrocket. And this is a good one. This is a good one. Congratulations.
But you see, I think other manufacturers, others who are responsible for whatever commodities are Nigerians should also toe the line. I mean, you're gaining from the market. I think once in a while you need to give back to the market. Yeah, so I think this is maybe a part of giving back to the people. Not necessarily because you're making so much. Yes, you're making so much, but not because you've made so much that you're satisfied that you've made enough, but because you feel, what do I give to this people? It's just like most of the promos that we hear, buy one, get one free. I mean, once in a while, just give out to your people.
We have history here. It would be beautiful to say that Independence Day, I mean, 23rd, when Nigeria turned 23rd, price of cement,
63rd. Oh.
I mean, 63rd, price of cement actually dropped. It is a good one. That's history. So don't forget to include it in the book. All right, let's look at our next story for today. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has said her husband, President Bola Tinubu, is not a magician, but is working breaks by break to fix the country. Speaking at the interdenominational church service held to commemorate the Independence Day celebration in Abuja on Sunday, Tinubu said her husband would not heap blames on past administration. She said that Tinubu's administration inherited a situation on the ground. All we inherited are things that had happened many years ago. We are not here to put blames on any administration, but to fix what has been damaged. My husband is not a musician. He is going to work and believe and hope that we will have peace in the country. The best Well, Akanji, who was a guest preacher, assured Nigerian of overcoming the numerous challenges facing the country while appreciating Tinubu for his independence anniversary. Address to the nation. However, appealed to him and also arm of government to ensure the fulfillment of the promises made to Nigerians. He prayed that God would turn around the situations in Nigeria. In his remarks, Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, appealed to Nigerians to remain patient. Akuma said the measures were being put in place to cushion the plight of Nigerians, adding that some of the issues affecting the country cannot be resolved urgently as they had expected. You know, I wanted to say, if you are given a task to do, if you're given a task to do for 5 months, and then 1 month passed, nothing, the second one, nothing, the third, nothing, the fourth, nothing, alarm will be raised. Your boss will likely sack you for not being able to, to work on their duress or something. When you came in, you told us that you would do a whole lot. Of course, we already know. It's not something that she should remind us. We already know that a lot has been heaped in Nigeria, a lot. But if you're not looking at that, you gave us a lot of promises. Of course, we have seen our president has been traveling here and there trying to make sure that he put things together. You understand? You know, like somebody will say, your husband is not a magician, but he was magician enough to just remove subsidy within a twinkle of an eye. Do you understand? But we are not saying that our president is not doing anything. Our president is doing a whole lot. And of course, by the time all these results come together, it assembled, that Nigerians will really see indeed our president is doing something. Just like the wife has said, let's follow the footsteps of Jesus Christ. Who knows? But Jesus was Jesus and we are human, you know? So maybe can Nigeria actually be patient like Jesus did?
You know, I think this should be a very big lesson for Nigerians. During the campaigns, politicians come up with amazing promises. In fact, they tell you they're going to turn this table into a car. But the question is, how long is it going to take you to do that? Nobody asks such questions. We just take the swift mouth of these politicians and then we begin to act on it. Now, I am not saying that we shouldn't trust them. You look at people, look at their antecedents, look at what they've done in their past, and you trust them based on that, not based on what they are telling you at the moment. So, like Mr. President, when he was contesting, made a whole lot of promises, and maybe Nigerians thought because of the way he said it, he said I was going to hit the ground running. And now the ground is
not running.
But we need to understand that things take processes, things take time. I mean, all of these have been in Nigeria for a couple of years, and then you do not expect a miracle just today to address all of it. But I think that is where we should always pay attention to when any politician is coming for campaigns. When they tell you, I'm going to do this, ask them, how long is it going to take you to do this?
See, Anita, it's not as easy as you have just said. When you are in a situation, patience will be quite far from you. Nigerians, we are in a fix where we don't even know who is the right person, who is telling us the truth. But when you resemble truth, that is what we want. I remember during the last administration, they were like, oh, this person should go. In fact, this is the right person we want. When the person finally came in and they were like, oh, so we actually made mistake. This is not who we wanted. And now this one happened. They were like, oh, so we actually enjoyed. I heard when somebody said that person should have remained, the other administration should have been there because it seemed that was better than now. When this one is over, you will still hear again, oh, so this one was better.
That is why we don't need rhetoric.
It will not, that's what I'm saying.
We don't need rhetoric.
That's what I'm saying. It will not be as easy as you think, that you may think, because we are in a fix. When one is desperate for something, whatever thing the person sees look white.
That is why you need to, if you're a fool for the first time, maybe a mistake, a second time, a coincidence. You can be a fool for the third and fourth and over and over again.
I just wish it is written on the face so that we'll just know, because, you know, when they appear, like, when they come out, they look so pure. They just look like what they have said. And then at the end of the day, you will know it's not it. But again, we believe that our president is going to make us smile.
Change takes time.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. Let's just wait. It might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, but I know we'll be fine, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely will be fine. I will be fine, and you will be fine too. Let's listen to what the wife of our president has said. We should just be patient. Everything is going to be fine. All right. This is the much we can take on today's Society Watch. Thank you, our viewers, for staying out there. If you have any view, comments, you can drop it on the comment section. We will get back to you. Thank you so much, Anita Barry.
Thank you.
It was good having the show with you. In case you missed out on any of the stories, we have platforms for you to follow. You can join us on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter at Atlantic TV Net, or you can watch us live on our website at atlanticnetwork.tv. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress.